So it seems like some of the superstars in the WNBA are available. Or not even WNBA, sorry, superstars in the Olympics are actually available. Here's a tweet from someone who does cover the WNBA. Just tweeted out today. Emma Meesseman, Maureen Johannes, and Gabby Williams are all eligible to return to WNBA for the second half of the season. Maureen Johannes is not a free agent. She, as far as I'm aware, is under contract with the New York Liberty. I'm almost certain that she's under contract with the Liberty. But Gabby Williams is an unrestricted free agent. Emma Meesseman is an unrestricted free agent. Do they want to come back? Is a different story. If you guys don't know with some of the ways, like Gabby Williams has been, you might be like, oh, these players really want to go and play with in the best league in the world. It's like, Gabby Williams has been screwed by the WNBA. And again, like I've read some articles about her with the prioritization rule that hasn't allowed her play. She does want to play in the WNBA. But Gabby Williams, you've seen, she got screwed by the Chicago Sky a few years ago. They literally, she was late for training camp because she was playing at the Olympics or something along those lines. She was just late for training camp and they decided that they were going to trade her, but they would also suspend her contract so that when she got traded, she wasn't allowed to play for the team she got traded to. So they held her hostage, basically. They didn't want her. They wanted something for her, but they held her hostage. Which is one of the worst things I've seen them do to a player. And people are genuinely like, how many things? The Sky, Gabby Williams. Why would Gabby Williams go to the Sky? I want to see their comment here. The reply. Why would Gabby Williams go to a Sky? They held her. I've read that because Gabby was suspended by Chicago for missing training camp. She's ineligible to play in the current season. That was 3 seasons ago. And for people saying they're going to Fenerbahce now, they are going to Fenerbahce, but the season for Fenerbahce does not start for a while. They can still play in the W. So it's going to be interesting to see with these players. The most likely to go back, I think, is probably Gabby Williams. I would be surprised to see Gabby Williams not on the WNBA roster. And if you're looking at these Olympics, Gabby Williams, defensive player of the tournament, she averaged 50, and this is before the final. This is including the final. Look, and I know she had her foot on the line, but she hit 2 consecutive shots to what looked like it was going to bring them into overtime. 4 of 10 from 2, 3 of 6 from 3. A ridiculous game. When it comes to the French team, when it comes to Maureen Johannes, she's someone that is going to give you, she's going to give you 24 on 14 shots, or she's going to go 3 of 11, turn the ball over a couple of times. How many times did she turn it over? Only once, when she stepped out of bounds that time. She's going to do dumb things. She's Kelsey Mitchell. She's Arike. She's not as good as Arike, by the way. She is of that mold of player, of your Kelsey Mitchell, of your Arike. As far as level, I would say she's worse than Kelsey Mitchell. I would say she's probably at the level as far as elite shot chuckers go. I'm trying to think. I'm not sure there is any absolute shot chuckers that might be worse than her in the league, but the difference is that she's willing to come off the bench. But then you've got the Belgium team, who the best player in this entire Olympics, other than A'ja Wilson and Breanna Steward, has been Emma Meesseman. She went in and averaged 23.3 points per game, 4.5 assists, and 7.5 rebounds. And look, again, A'ja Wilson was ridiculous, by the way. A'ja Wilson completely deserving of her MVP. I think if Belgium won bronze, I think maybe you could have given it to Meesseman. But I think A'ja Wilson, her performance in the final, 18 points, 7, 10, 1.8 assists. And especially, look, she didn't need to do anything in the semis. That was a blitz. They blitzed them. But when it mattered, down the stretch against Belgium, I know she had 7 turnovers in this game, but down the stretch when things were needed, it was A'ja Wilson. When nothing was going right in the final, even though in the first half she was struggling, it was A'ja Wilson. But Emma Meesseman was unbelievable. She hit a 3 to put them into overtime against France in the semi-final. She didn't shoot below 50% in a single game. She shot above 50% every single game. She shot 60% from 2, 41% from 3. And this is what being guarded as the option. And not only that, she's not even a shoot-first player. She looks to pass before she looks to shoot and average 23.3 points per game. There is nobody that is... if a team played... By the way, if a team decided to play the way Belgium do, as far as player movement is concerned, men or women, I think, they moved as well as anyone. If you watched her play, she's a female Jokic. Like, Emma Meesseman is literally a female Nikola Jokic. She can shoot it from deep. She can handle. She can take it in the post. She's got a turnaround game. She's got finesse. She's the best passing big we've seen. They run the offense through her at the top, and she's a lot of the time hitting cutters, finding her teammates free. She's a female Jokic. Like, if you can find her, like, again, I don't know how great a fit she'd be for the Fever. I think she would be. I think she genuinely would. She's good enough that she'd fit anywhere, and she'd be the second or third best player on a team. Like, if you put her on the Liberty, she'd be maybe, like, no, I don't. I think the Liberty's not a good fit for her. But if Emma Meesseman is coming back, teams that are good fits, like Las Vegas, no, because Las Vegas are too much dribble. Chelsea Gray dribble down the floor, back them down, give the ball to AJ Wilson. That's how they play. The Seattle Storm, I don't think their movement. Ironically, I hate saying this. Emma Meesseman, go play for. Play for Minnesota. I hate it. I hate saying that she should play for the Cheryl Reeve team. If you put her on that Minnesota team, and you have her and Fee Collier playing some sort of hybrid 3-4, but Fee Collier's stats will go down, and that probably wouldn't go down too well. But for me, if you are the Indiana Fever, this is your first player. Like, she's not going to go to the sky. For Gabby Williams, I think Gabby Williams makes literally any team better. The scariest part about all this is, like, even for, like, next year, if she does go back, what's her name's have a max contract? There's a max contract there available for the Liberty. The Aces, I don't think they do. The Sun definitely don't. Like, a lot of people saying she could go to the Sun. If she goes to the Sun, I don't get that because she comes off the bench. Otherwise, Dejanay Carrington's coming off the bench. There's a thing about having too much talent, and that could be an issue with her with the Sun. But I do think if you're looking at these playoff teams, there's no point going to the Mercury because they're not bringing Taurasi off the bench and Kat Copper starting on the wing. The Seattle Storm already have Jordan Horston. If I'm Gabby Williams, as far as fit is concerned, the only playoff team where she fits in, she fits in anywhere, but where she instantly becomes the third best player on the team and like a 30-minute a game player is Indiana. Like, it is Chicago as well, but she's not going to Chicago. There's no point going to a team this season, especially because she's probably signing a contract just for the remainder of the season. Indiana's the only team that makes sense. Phoenix, no. Minnesota, maybe. But I don't know. Does she want to go to Minnesota? Seattle, no. LA, no. New York, no. Connecticut, no. As much as she make it a lot better, she'd be coming off the bench for some of them. It makes perfect sense to put her in Indiana. Like, look, would she fit in perfectly with the Chicago Sky? Yes, but she's not going to the Chicago Sky. They basically held her hostage a couple of years ago. So that's not happening. If you are Indiana, you need to sign her. But with whatever team, I'm putting it out there, if any of the top 5 teams get Emma Meesseman to come, they instantly become my favorites. I think she's the third best player in the world. And I think that in a system like the way Belgium played, she's the best player in the world. That's, like, I think there are I don't think she looks like this exceptional player if she plays for the Aces. But if she's playing for a team that plays the motion offense like Belgium played the motion offense, she's the best player in the world at that specific thing. She's a female Jokic, and the problem is that I think WNBA coaching standards and just the way they coach the game is backwards compared to the men's. I think a player like that should be seen in that conversation with Stewie, with AJ Wilson. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.